Yes, we made it. We are here.
Did
So
it?
and I hit record and everything is great. So I am super excited to have you because not a lot of people know this, but you are the first content creator in Colorado space that I saw. So your videos are the first videos that I saw, and you are the reason I created a YouTube channel. And I don't
Shout
know
out
who
to
knows
you.
that. And I don't know whatever, but I just wanted to publicly say that, probably for the first time ever. But I just appreciate you taking the time
Yeah,
to talk to me, to be an amazing human. You're an amazing dad. You're just an amazing person. I don't know how many people realize that. So I just
yeah,
wanted to take a second and tell you thank you because I adore you. I think you're amazing. And it's cool. Like, it's just cool
yeah.
to be able to talk to you. So
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah,
Thanks for
it's
being
super
here.
cool. And plus, I haven't been on camera in like a while, so this is
Yeah.
great for me to kind of get the jitters out a little bit, just get back in the
Yeah.
groove of everything with the season right around the corner.
I love that. Well, I'm happy to have you. And I don't know how these are going to release, but as people should know by now, I'm doing a content creator series basically because I consume content through Twitter, through YouTube, through whatever different source that's not like sitting at home watching like ESPN or any sports channel, because I think that we as fans almost bring more to what our teams are doing and what's going on and how it's going on than big media does. That's just how it is. It's how the world's evolving. And so I wanted to talk to those people that I consume information from. And so you are one of those people. So welcome.
Oh, thank
And the other thing is too, is you work very hard to
you. Yeah,
create content. And I don't know, because you make it look easy, because you make it look good, you're almost a victim of your own success, where I think people think it's just easy and you just do it. And it's like, no, it's hard. And
it's very hard.
so really, this episode is all about you, John. This episode is all about you and how fantastic you are. And I mean, kind of, but I will stop. I will stop. If you want to just like introduce yourself, let people know who you are, what got you into creating content, and just a little bit more about you, because people don't know you, and I think they
No,
should.
I feel like it's a bad perception to me to where like people don't separate the content from the person aspect. Like,
Mm-hmm.
guys, it's a person behind that voice. It's a person behind that video, and we need to separate the two. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but like what really got me into creating content was that it was lack of content. In certain aspects, especially going down with the Coach Prime thing when he was at Jackson State. Like I wanted to follow the updates with him leaving, and there
Mm.
wasn't any. Like people was just not dropping news. People was not letting us know what was going on. Like basically, what was his next move
Got
after
it.
this big announcement? And I'm like, you know what? I'm a star covering it. I'm already on YouTube anyways. Let me just try to pivot. And I did. And it was a success for the most part.
Yeah.
Just like with anything, any transitions, you're going to have hurdles. And I feel like I hopped over them the best I could. And
Yeah.
I just never looked back, at everything that transpired between him leaving Jackson State all the way up until today.
I love that. And you know what's actually funny too is, and I've told you this before, but there's some days where I'm just busy and I'm like, crap, I wasn't able to like go to Twitter, or was like, I was just busy. I'll just play your video. I'll just add all your videos to
Yeah.
to my watch list and it'll play. And I'm like, okay, that happened. Okay, that happened. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Like, cool. Like I'm caught up. I'm good. Takes me about, 25 minutes, but it's like, it just lets me know. And I think that that's fantastic to have
Yeah.
that outlet of just like, just let me know what's going on real quick so that I know, just so I'm aware. So it's
Yeah.
amazing. So one of the other things, Coach Prime, dynamic Colorado this season was phenomenal as far as like the start was great, didn't end as great. But what was one of your favorite moments or some of your favorite moments last year? Or even maybe something happened.
I
Well,
think
nothing went.
being in
Let's
this
not talk about the end of the year. Let's just talk about the beginning of the year. We'll
I think the best moment was that first game. You can feel the
Mm,
emotion in the stadium down at TCU. You could feel the momentum, the hype of the team, how excited everybody was in the crowd, and I would cherish that moment forever. Just to
yeah.
see those guys go out there and do the impossible
Mm-hmm.
to some.
Nobody thought they could do it. Yeah.
and made that possible, that will last with me for a lifetime. To see Dylan running down that field, knowing that I've been covering him all summer long, going to the spring game, and seeing everything lead up to that point was simply amazing. That's probably
Yeah.
a key moment. Another moment, I would have to say, I wasn't at this game, but I know the energy was on a whole nother level. That was probably that Colorado State game.
Yeah. No, I
Them,
think we all lost sleep that night.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think seeing Travis go down like that after he was having a phenomenal game.
Mhm.
Phenomenal game. Put up big time yards. I think he had a few touchdowns at the time. And to see that hit and just to see them rally in that game, go blow for blow with that
Literally.
other Colorado team, that was amazing.
Yeah. One thing I love too about your content whenever you're covering them is like you go to the games. Like you've actually been
Oh,
to Colorado. You've experienced Colorado. You've all the things. And have as somebody that's been to Colorado, besides Utah, and I always say that people are like Utah, but besides Utah, like I feel like it is pretty. No one will ever take that away from them. But what is it like being in that environment? Like how does it feel on game day, you
oh,
know, talking to the players, seeing the players, just being
yeah.
in that environment? Like, what does it feel like for you? Because obviously you're a fan of them, but also you're creating content. So a lot of times, you know, you're recording for us and but what does it feel like when you're actually there, like
It
in the
feels
moment?
almost surreal, because especially like we all know how big Dion is. We all know how
Yeah.
big Shedeur, Shallow Jr., everybody is, and they're like real life celebrities. So it's almost like a surreal moment, actually. Like, wow, there's Coach Prime right there, there's Dion right there. But to turn the page, we know how supportive this fan base is.
Mhm.
And to see those fans out there, I don't care if it's 20 inches of snow. They're going to skull buffs all day long. It could be raining. You're going to get the same energy you see online in person times 30.
Oh, that's a good call out. So it's real. So it's not
It
just
is definitely real.
okay. That's interesting because obviously I've watched your lives and stuff. I feel like even people feel that way about the content creators that cover
Yeah.
Colorado. Like because they people show you love too in
Oh,
person
yeah.
and they like want pictures with you and they want you to talk to them. So it's
Yeah.
like yeah, so it's nice to know that it's not just a behind the screen, behind the, you know, whatever type thing. Well, that's cool. And then are the mountains gorgeous? Just go ahead and say they are so that
Yeah.
because, you know, that's the thing. So just go ahead.
The mountains literally look like they're painted on the sky. Like
Yeah.
I know that might sound like unreal, but like the mountains literally look like they're painted into the sky. That's
Yep.
how gorgeous they are, and especially on good days, like where you can kind of see like the snow patches on there, like a little
And the
white,
ridges.
little green. It is just gorgeous. I can't even
Yeah,
lie. I can't even lie about that.
it
That's
is.
real.
I always tell people it's like when you get out into the world, some of the things you'll see, you will be flabbergasted. But the one thing I remember about Colorado is the air quality. Like I know yes, it's hard to breathe in and it takes a minute, but like
Yeah,
once you get used to that, something about that air up there just feels better to me. And it's just different. So that's why I say Utah. I'll continue to talk about Utah. I don't care who doesn't like it. Utah, Utah's like my favorite
yeah.
place. Like I will go run and hide there. Well, Pittsburgh's my favorite place, but that's a different conversation for a different day. So what do you feel like your superpower is? Like what is your thing? Like what is JTL's like when you're in your bag? Like what does it feel like? Like what do you like how good are you feeling? Like what is the thing that you think is able to like get you there and get you to be who you are?
I feel like when I'm like going on my rants, everybody be like, "John, stop yelling at the videos." It's just the passion of the content, like when you do something every single day, and then now since I've been branching off doing other things, like you get a different attachment to it.
Mm,
So when I go on those rants, I am physically, mentally feeling how I'm talking.
right. Okay.
And that just comes from me, just the consistency in whatever content I'm doing at the time. That's how I'm rocking. I'm rocking. I'm going all in, 10 toes down. it don't matter. I'm on it. I'm
Yeah.
all in, as you know, as the young guys like to say. So like I be all in,
Yeah.
and that's just how it is. Like I love what I do. I wouldn't change it for the world. And now since the channel is almost at 100K, like I'm me. I'm just doing
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not fake
that's
or nothing
I
like
agree.
that. This is how I'm truly am.
I agree. And I have a everybody should know by now. I don't talk to people unless we have preset questions, unless I tell people there's no preset question. But this is not a preset question, but I know you can answer it. If you, if somebody's going to watch this that is thinking like, you know what, I'm very into makeup or whatever their thing is that they're extremely passionate
Yeah.
about and they want to start a YouTube channel, what is something you would tell them that you wish somebody would have told you?
I would have to say everybody isn't your friend. Be
Okay.
careful, with reaching out to other creators. Focus more
Mm.
on your channel, your content, um, and growing your platform. Everybody is not your friend. I feel like people miss that whole aspect of it before, like when they get on YouTube, like, oh my God, maybe I can collab with so and so or do this with so and so. But then you finally meet so and so, and you like, damn, so and so wasn't what I thought he was, you know? And if you could just focus more on growing your channel instead of wanting to be like somebody, or man, I wish I can get as many views as him, or I wish I can, be as dope as him. Just focus on
Mhm.
growing your personality, growing the way you do your content, and not focus on others. I wish somebody would have told me that, because like I was new to the sports field, I was in a whole nother genre. And so
Yeah.
I'm looking at all these other creators like, dang man, maybe I could work with him, or maybe I could meet him one day and collab with him, and that could help me grow. And like, no, it was one of the worst experiences ever. I feel like, working with other creators and doing stuff like that, I recommend you just solo it out.
Yeah. I That's good advice. And something that you told me, and you probably because it was like an off comment. You weren't really talking to me, but you kind of said it, but it was like an
Yeah.
off comment, is do the thing that you want to do.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
and like, yes, it sounds like it does, like obvious, but I think sometimes people chase something as opposed to doing it the way they want to do it. And so I feel like through even, I've made videos and I've received some backlash on certain things because people don't like the fact that I'm going to be honest and be real, and I don't care if you don't like my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm okay because it's me. I can defend what I think because I actually feel this way. I'm not like trying to make it sound
Exactly.
good for somebody else. And I think that that's important, is we forget, is like, just do the thing that you like to do and do it the way you want to do it. And if
Yeah.
people like it, they like it. And if they don't, it doesn't matter because you're still doing you.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
and going back to what you said, like when I had told you that, that was like some of the realest game ever, because
mhm,
I feel like a lot of creators just want to jump on a bandwagon or something, not really having any real, connection to it. They see the views, they see the money, and like this is it. This is what I'm gonna
mhm,
do. Everybody winning off of it. But at the end of the day, you have no passion for it, which means you have
right.
no connection to it. Like you don't care about what you
Mhm,
put out, but you have to
mm,
care, because eventually, you never know with YouTube. You can have power to control thousands of people,
right.
opinions or perceptions of a whole situation. That's why, like with certain videos I do, I won't touch certain stories, especially with Colorado as of right now, because there's a lot of bad stories out.
Yeah.
Like, because my perception, like I can give off a bad perception of the team
Right.
if I do that story.
Yeah. And so you've done a really good job of, and we'll get to Colorado talk here in a second, but you've done a really good job of finding your balance. Cause I remember at first you didn't, you were just like, I'll cover it. It's a story. I'll
Yeah.
cover it. And it was like, slowly I kind of watched you go, this is dumb. Like, I'm not covering that. Like, yeah, it's news, but like, I don't. And it's like you found your voice and what makes sense for you. And I just
Yeah.
love that. I feel like so many times people message me randomly And they're like, they'll send me something. They're like, did you see this? Like, make a video on it. And it's like, I don't want to though. Like everything
Yeah.
doesn't deserve a response. Some things just let them be. Just let them
Yeah.
be whatever. Like just because I have a YouTube channel doesn't mean I want to make a video about every single story that comes out. It's not
Yeah.
my vibe. It's just not my
Yeah.
vibe. So
And like I feel like when I was first starting out, like once again, I was just trying to find my way. And so like I was doing stories about whatever, like I felt as if the people should know everything. But that's
right. Yeah.
before I had a voice as big as I am now, nearly 50
Right.
million views. I say the wrong thing, put out the wrong story. I'm getting a phone call
Hmm.
now.
Yeah. It's
Because
different.
the audience has grew. And so me trying to mature the content, basically, I'm trying to not do everything. So like on days when there's no news, there's no news.
There's no news.
Nothing newsworthy enough.
Yeah. No, I love that. I like that. I like that perspective. And I wish more people would take that on. But you know how it is. It's like, but also I think you have a vision for your channel and
Oh,
you
definitely.
have a growth plan and you have, and again, I've said this at the top of this, but like a lot of people just don't know that you are a businessman. And so you're
Oh,
not just doing this to do it, to put out content to make it like, you know what I mean? Like you're being strategic and you're thinking about it and you're doing things with a purpose and with the right intention. And I just, there's not a lot of that happening, not just on YouTube, but like in the world. I feel
yeah,
like people are just like doing shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why did, well, and they're
yeah,
like, oh, well, because, and I'm like, doesn't make any sense. So kudos to you for doing that. And you've helped me stay balanced. Like
yeah,
you've helped me kind of be like, no, stay focused. You're like, put out
yeah,
content, stay focused. Like, no,
yeah.
stay
Gotta
focused.
stay
Like,
focused.
and so I appreciate that. And everybody needs a you. Everybody needs a JTL. So just
Yeah.
FYI.
And like I just want to say thank you because a lot of people don't know me like that. A lot of
Mm,
people know the content. They don't know
yeah.
the person. A few subscribers do, like people in the industry know me. By industry I mean other content creators, several content creators, personally know me. But I
Yeah.
think people need to separate the two and just understand there's a person behind this
Right.
camera, before you get in the comment section, bro. Like, I'm a real
You're right.
person. I'm not a bot, bro. Like,
Uh-uh. And it's funny. There's been many a times I've been in chats and people will say something. They're like, JTL this. I'm like, what we're not going to do is like, we're
yeah,
not
like,
talking about him. Well, and maybe what you're saying is right. There is JTL, the content creator. Cool. But I know you beyond that. Like for me, it's almost like if you like the attack on you feels like you're also coming for me because
yeah,
like I consider us friends. So it's like, nope, not why I'm here. Like we're not doing
yeah,
that. Like y'all can do that on your own, but like right now we're not doing that. Like no. And
yeah.
that's just what it
I
is. And
think something that I've learned, I think you spoke about this too, is like this is a business for me. I'm coming in the game with business experience. I had
mhm,
already had stores and companies and stuff that I literally own. And so this is like my baby now.
yeah.
JTL is like Fox. I'm like ESPN. That's my goal. And so this is a business now. No
Right.
disrespect to no other creators, but I'm JTL, the network.
Right. And
That is the goal now.
as you should, and that's the thing. And that's why too, I feel like I'm always, and obviously like I can't control people talk about, some people are going to say stuff and it's just off kilter
Yeah.
comment, well, like whatever. But it's like, if you're going to talk to me and direct something at me and you're going to say, well, yeah, I don't know. And then JTL and no, don't talk to me about JTL. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with JTL. Like, so y'all can talk
Yeah.
about somebody else. But that's just me. And my dad would say I'm old school. I have an old soul. Like I do. Like don't
Yeah.
if I'm rocking with you, you don't get to talk about that person in front of me. Go do that on your own time. Like we're not doing that here. So
Yeah.
that's just how I feel. So as you are starting to there's a couple your channel is in transition. Obviously, it's the off season. Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark is hot. The WNBA is hot.
Feeling
The
hot.
Olympics is
He's hotter
hot.
than Fiskars.
Right. There's so many things going on right now. And you were smart to say, you know what? Hey, I like this. I'm entertained. I like covering this. And you did a a great, in my opinion, addition to your channel. And it's, your channel has started to grow. And so now that your channel is growing, you see that it's growing, you've pivoted a couple of things, but now like the season is starting to come back around. Colorado's starting to come back around. Football started to come back around.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself covering Colorado this year? What are like,
It's
how do you, go ahead.
it's gonna be different this year. I do want to say that, I don't want to, not say that it's going to be the same, because it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Um, I'm looking to cover more teams this year, possibly. Obviously my channel is growing. It's not just all Colorado fans like what it was. Before I started covering other stories, I think I was like at 40,000. All Colorado fans. My channel's almost at 70. That's nearly double. And so
Within like 3 months.
yeah, within technically June, because I really kind of slowed down with Colorado in about June. So
No, I
really
was just
2
talking about
months.
since you started the WNBA content. When was
Yeah.
that? Probably, it doesn't matter. But anyways, your channel's growing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's growing at an astronomical rate right now, way faster than it ever grew in with Colorado. But I think it's just going to be different. I'm still going to cover them. It's not going to be the quick breaking news like what it was. I feel like this is a perfect time, since there's so many Colorado creators, like so many. It's perfect time for somebody else to maybe come up, make a name for themselves. I kind of laid the foundation out for somebody else to, kind of take the baton and go with it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm focusing on like sports as a whole. Granted, I will go to some games this year. I cannot not go, I will be in the building, and you guys got to see me. But other than that, I'm just looking to cover them different. It'll be a game by game type situation. And just go from there. This is Shedeur and Travis last year, so I'm like, they're probably going to be the focal points, and Shiloh of the channel probably moving forward. No disrespect to any other players, but this is their last year. I've been covering them for some years now, so they're probably going to be the focus of the channel.
I love that. And you know what? Like we said, like this is business. And if something does happen where, I don't know, running back B shows up and starts having an astronomical type season, you'll cover them too. It's like you're covering the things that are the things. And let's be honest, in this fan base, no matter what question you ask, all roads lead back to Shedeur and Travis. So it's normal. Like it's totally normal.
Yeah.
And like shout out to Shedeur for being lovely to you when you
Shedeur, the homeboy. A lot of people don't know this. I talked to Shedeur behind the scenes.
Shout out
I
to
talked
him.
to a lot of guys. Shedeur, Shiloh, me and Shiloh real close. A lot of people just don't be knowing that stuff, man. Junior, I think the perception of me is that, I'm a clickbaiter, oh, I'm this, I'm that. But in all actuality, I'm just an awesome ass creator, bro. Like, you can't
No,
take that
you're
away.
not. You are an awesome ass person. The creation is how they know you.
Yeah.
You as a human is what keeps them there. Like, don't ever forget that. You're not like now I'm on a rant.
No, go. Like,
The thing about you is, yes, you make great content. And I didn't want to talk about your relationships and stuff because I wanted, if you were wanting to say that, that's fine. But the thing about you is people know you because of your content, which is great. I think that's fantastic. You've made a name for yourself. What keeps people connected to you is who you are. And that's the thing. And that's why, like, I always tell you, like, don't lose that. Don't lose you in the content. The content is the content. And respectfully, those people don't know you.
no.
They know your voice from probably anywhere. They could probably spell out your voice from anywhere, which is great. But don't lose yourself into them because they're enjoying a piece of you. But the real you is what keeps people coming back. The real you is what helps you build relationships. The real you is why you get those phone calls and why you get, you know what I'm saying? The things that you get is because of you. And don't forget that. It doesn't matter if everybody doesn't know that. Like, I know that. The people that know you know that. Like, don't lose that. Because that's what, and I always tell you, I'm like, if people really got to know you, they would love you because you're a real ass person. And there's not real people. There's not a lot of real people
Yeah,
roaming around here.
yeah,
So it's like, so keep that. Like, don't ever change you as a human, because you as a human is the thing. That's what people love. The content's icing on the cake. That's how I see it. So that's just
yeah.
my opinion. Take it or leave it. But I always tell people, like, they come for the content, but they stay for you.
Yeah.
Period. I can't do what you're doing. I can't. No matter how hard I try.
It is extremely hard to do what I'm doing. And so many people copy in all the genres.
In
If there's
all,
one
yeah,
person that copied me from Colorado to women's basketball to
you're literally
track
following
to
you.
he followed me through every. But at the end of the day, see, one thing about YouTube, originality is everything. You're never
Yeah.
going to get as big as someone else copying that person, bro. Like it's just not going to happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be something that I would like to tell a lot of up and coming creators, is that try to be as original as possible.
Yeah. And who cares what everybody says? If you like it, do it
Do it.
because
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
you. But it's you. Do it because it's you. Do it because that's what you want, not because you think you can be like. No, focus. Focus.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Colorado this season. And just like, well, really, just like every football program right now,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of football programs right now that thinks that their team is going to be bad. There are some, there's not a lot.
Yeah.
So what would success look like for you from the team this year?
The offensive line hold it together, baby.
Oh,
Look, if the offensive line hold it together, they're going to win a lot of football games. Shedeur Sanders is arguably going to be the Heisman Trophy nominee. It could be double. It could be him and Travis going head to head for the Heisman, all on one damn team. If the offensive line is going to be the biggest factor in this season thus far, but we cannot
period.
forget about the defensive line either. They got to
Mm,
be able to stop the run. They
yeah,
have to, no question about it. If they can nail those two things to the wall, Colorado is going to be a problem.
I agree. I agree. And I think that it's like, obviously the game doesn't start till August 29th.
Yeah,
But until then, we're all kind of like, is it going to be are we good?
yeah,
Are we okay? Like, somebody tell us we're okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. We are going to go as far as our trenches go, and they don't
yeah.
have to be Georgia. They don't have to
No.
be Texas. Hook them anytime I can. I will bring them up. But
Shout
you
out
know
to
what I mean? Like,
Texas,
they don't.
man. Shout out to
Yeah,
Texas. I mess with the Longhorns. They got some great recruits over there.
yeah. That's my team. They don't have to be Michigan, Ohio State. Like, they don't have to be
Yeah.
Oregon. They don't have to be these powerhouses. They can be better than average in the trenches and still win football games. And that is what I hope CU fans realize that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an NFL offensive line. You don't have to
Oh,
say we have an NFL offensive line to make our offensive line successful, if that makes sense. You can merely just say we're good. We don't have to be great. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
feel like let's reel this in, people. Like, let's make this like we don't have to have NFL caliber talent on every single position to be good at college football. It's
No.
not how this works. Let's focus. Like,
Yeah.
just give Shedeur an extra second, please, and we
And
will
that
be
was
okay.
and like you took the words right out of my mouth. If Shedeur have a few extra seconds with all the weapons now in the wide receiver room, you got guys
Mm-hmm.
like Will Shepard, LeJontay Wester, Cordell Russell. These guys are proven players that can ball. If
Yep,
Shedeur Sanders could get them the ball, it is going to be nasty for the opposing defense.
I
Hands
agree.
down.
I love that. So, and I just want to say this because I don't think I've mentioned it while I've been recording these. Because you're my final Colorado one, just for truth of honesty. This is being recorded in August 7th to be exact. And I'm
Yeah.
saying that because I know JTL breaks news, and I don't want anybody to watch this and go, why didn't he say, whatever, if breaking news comes out that we didn't talk about here, like, why didn't he say it? Why didn't he?
Yeah.
That is why, as of today, there's no breaking news. There's nothing to talk about. So we're
Nothing,
not
man.
talking about anything.
And like, what's crazy is that there haven't really been a whole lot of news this whole summer, bro. Like,
Yeah.
okay, right? Think about last year, right, T?
Oh my
So
gosh.
so last year, right? There was story like we was landing players throughout July, August. Like it was big old headlines.
Mhm.
Like everybody was excited for the momentum of the season to start. We didn't have that this off season.
Mm-mm. And I think that that's a good thing because I think that that shows a little bit of growth.
Yeah,
And so my next question is like, what aren't people being discussed? And I'm going to kind of say what I feel like because I haven't answered this on any of my episodes, but the one thing about Colorado is we often talk. Maybe I did say this because now I kind of feel like I hear myself saying this. We always talk about the things, right? The thing that's in the media, the big story, the big thing, whatever,
yeah,
whatever. No one's talking about the progression of the things we aren't talking about that we were talking about last year, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Because last year, like you said, it was like every day or every week, somebody new or something was happening or something this or something that. And it was
yeah,
just like, it was constant. It was like,
yeah.
and that's why I had to watch your channel because I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? This year, it's calmer. And
Wait,
that's a good thing.
yeah.
And it's new for people that follow Colorado. And I know a lot of people that follow Colorado are new college football fans. This is what you kind of expect is a quiet off season. Do
Yeah.
your business, handle it, take care. You know what I mean? Take care of it. Let us know a couple of things here and there, but like take care of it. And I love that. And I don't think anybody's giving Coach Prime that credit for how quiet it's been as compared to last year. Because last year it was like,
Well, Coach Prime did an interview back in February, and in the magazine, he stated that he wasn't going to allow, that much access from the media like he did last year,
mm-hmm,
this year, and it's been
mm-hmm,
proven that he has not.
yeah.
I'm getting word that certain people can't even go to practice that was able to go to practice last year just to
Mm,
watch it. He's not letting any content creators in there. No media guys is in there. And so that is the recipe that he cooked up prior to camp, prior to spring football game. Coach Prime let everybody know this is what the lay of the land is going to be moving forward, and he stuck true to that.
okay. Yeah, and it's quiet. And and let's just be real, there's been a couple of hit pieces, and I think
Yeah,
it's because there's nothing else, like he's
there's
not
nothing.
giving them anything else. And and I think that's why there's hit pieces is because they need something. Colorado drives clicks. So they
Yeah,
have to talk about them in some way, shape, or form. They are not getting anything. So F it. We'll just the one guy that kind of said the thing, let's just make an article, make people talk about it. Like whatever.
yeah.
So the
So many
so
people wanted me to talk about that story, and I'll be have to tell people like, man, I'm not doing negative stories. Like, if I don't have to do it, I won't do it. This is
yeah,
different.
yeah. You've evolved. And and you know what? People, this is what evolving looks like. This is
Yeah,
what growth looks like. This is what like
yeah. Like I
you're
don't.
taking a stand looks like. So I appreciate that. The other thing is, what do you feel like isn't being discussed or doesn't get talked about when it comes to Colorado?
I feel like what don't get talked about enough is how the academics. I'm an academic guy,
Mm.
like we all know what these guys could do on the field. We all seen
Hmm.
footage on them. We all have seen them at their prior schools before they got here, high school, huddle footage. How's the academics looking in case you don't go to the league? You know, can
Because
you
less
go
than
run a Fortune 500 company? Can you go be a veterinarian, doctor, counselor? How could
agree.
you propel yourself in case this goes south? And I feel like people need to register that with life. How could you, keep yourself going in case this might not work?
Yeah, it's true.
And so I think them having that graduation rate as high as it is right now for football players. Did you see where Georgia is like they're going through something because they have like a low graduation? We're talking about national championship win Georgia,
Yeah.
bro. Players not graduating. Think about that.
Yeah. Well, and dare I say that's been the standard for forever is it's been it's been the thing that pisses me off the most about college football is coaches preach. Not everyone's going to go pro. We all know the statistics. It's like 1.6% or something like that.
Yeah.
We all know it. So we all know that. So what are you doing to help your guys? The guys that you went into their living rooms, you talked to their mom, you begged them to come to your school, you told them this, you told them that, whatever. All of them aren't going to make it. You know it. I know it. They know it. We all know it. They happen to be young adults. How are you preparing them? What tools are you giving them? How are you making sure they get that piece of paper so they can say they have a bachelor's degree? And if you're not doing that, it's like, and this is not a knock on Kirby Smart or any program that is kind of operating like this, but it's like, you can win championships and still not be doing everything you're supposed to do. And I think that's what people, I can hold you, I can say you're a great coach. And I can say, great job. Your team is phenomenal. I mean, listen, it's Georgia. It's Nick Saban. It like insert whoever's won a national championship. Yeah. Kudos to you. I will never take that away from you.
Yeah.
Now, after you've done that, what else do you have? Like, are you helping these young men get degrees? Are you connecting these young men to jobs? Are you connecting these young men to anything? Anything after they've worked their asses off for you for 3 years, sometimes 4 years, 5 years, no injuries. Like, so that's my thing too. I hear you. I agree. And you're right. It's like, and because of well off, because of clips and because of whatever, we know Coach Prime is saying things to them about their future. And we know that it's happening there. So we're not saying that it's not happening other places. Right. But the numbers don't lie. The graduation rates don't lie.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, and I feel like that coming out about Coach Prime and the Buffs, that need to really get talked about because that could make or break a recruit.
True. Yeah. That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. Are there any games this year where you're looking forward to Colorado playing? Are there any games that on your schedule you're like, okay, I'm excited for this one?
Jayhawks game.
Okay.
That one, because I believe that one's going to be at Arrowhead, and I was just in Kansas City. So just to go there and see that game, that'd be pretty dope. I think that's later in the season.
Yeah.
But me personally, it would have to be that first game because a lot has happened this offseason. A lot has been said. A lot has been moved around and brought in. We have to see what this team is going to look like. The first game is the most important game of the season.
I agree.
I feel like. Like people keep skipping over that first game. Well, Nebraska, Cotter. No. The first game is the most important game of the year, just like it was last year. Because we have to see this team.
You have to see them and against lesser talent. Maybe I should say lesser. I don't like talking about like these athletes like that, but you know what I mean? Like smaller school. Yes, they've been a powerhouse football program, but CU should have more athletic kids, athletes, whatever. CU should be the better team. So it's just like, I want to see that. I want to see them being better.
This should be a blowout game. Like they should win in group. Like this should be like 40-8. Like they should blow them out. And I feel like that is the tone that we need to see to convince this fan base that what Colorado is for real this year. I feel like we have to see a blowout win. Like it can't be 21-17 against North Dakota. It can't. I'm being honest.
If it's 21-17, you're right. Like yikes.
It got a dominant fact. They have to win in dominant fashion against this team.
I
gotta keep it real. Know me, I ain't gonna lie.
I hear you. And I don't disagree with you. I will say though, if it is a close victory, I hope this fan base can lean into what they did right as opposed to all the things that could potentially have gone wrong. Because And dare I say, even if they lose this, this is like football is progression. What
Yeah,
happens in week one is week one. Now we know, and now we continue to go. It's like I just want us to not like be on, you know how this fan base can get on the
yeah, oh yeah,
extremes of like, oh god, we suck, oh god, we're terrible, we're trying, and to we're going to the playoffs, we're going, and it's like, whoa, there can be an in between, we're still
yeah,
figuring it out phase as the season progresses, and that's okay. It's okay.
yeah. We just gotta take it one game at a time, man. Like
One game at
people,
a time.
that's why, like me, I never really did the whole record thing. It's kind of hard to
That's fair.
predict the record, like in a sense, like you just gotta take it one game at a time. You're like you never know what team gonna show up on Saturday for either team.
Yeah,
You don't know what those guys were doing the day before. You don't know how they week been. Like it's hard to predict.
it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And yeah, and it's football. So you also don't know like who might be injured or who
Yeah,
like what the weather's going to look like.
yeah,
so so you know this because like I said, we're friends and stuff, but I have been really into like working out, positivity, like feeding positivity back into myself and almost like building myself up a little bit to be like, you're good, you're fine, girl, you got this. Like,
yeah,
even when I don't got it, like, you're good. And so I wanted to end in that same way of just like in regards to you and how you feel like you are like on your bad days when you're having a day where you're like, I don't want to do this. I'm drained. I'm tired. Maybe the kids are doing whatever, maybe
yeah.
whatever, right? And you're just tired. What keeps you motivated to keep going, to keep putting out videos, to, to keep going? What motivates you?
I would say my dedication to the subscribers. I'm a different type of creator. I talk to my subscribers. Everybody. You could DM me at any moment. Talk to me. You can call that number I used to go live with at any moment. I'm gonna talk to you like a regular person. I feel like my dedication to them is what keep me going.
Mm,
Whether I'm covering Caitlin Clark, Colorado Buffs, track and field, hell, golf. It don't matter. If you come into my channel to see something, I'm dedicated to bring you that. And I've been having a lot of bad days lately. People don't notice. Like I go through a lot of personal stuff behind the scenes, a whole
hmm.
bunch. And for me to be consistent as I am, that need to get talked about more.
And you know what? Okay, let's talk about it. I think that's why I always am like, you like, no, like you're amazing. Do this thing. Like,
Yeah,
and maybe that's my in defense of you sometimes is like, I know. And so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think a lot of people just see it's just like JTL voice content, he's good. And it's like, he's a human. He's
yeah.
a person.
Yeah, I'm not a bot channel, man.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
know,
that's
like,
a
I don't be on
real guy.
camera like that, but it's reasons why I don't be on camera like that.
That's
The
so
channel is
funny.
set up how it's supposed to be set up. If I can go on
Yeah.
camera every day and I was able to, I would. But I'm just not in a position to be on camera every day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I set the channel up.
I love it. And I appreciate you saying that. Like, because you're right. People don't know the things that you're going through, the things that you're dealing with, the things that you might deal with, whatever, who might be coming for you that nobody knows they're coming for you. And then in real life, they're smiling and acting like everything's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's a lot of things that you deal with that I'm like, if you guys only knew, like you're missing it. You're missing it. So what is
Yeah.
something that you would tell your younger self? What is something that you would tell younger JTL?
Like younger YouTube me or younger
Ooh, okay. So
person.
do a YouTube JTL and then do a John the person.
I would tell younger YouTube me to remain the same, stay humble. I'm at a point now to where I'm garnering a lot of views, a lot of people checking out the channel, and like it's kind of hard when you're doing big numbers like that, to stay humble and not want to brag and not
Yeah.
want to, and like show in the world,
Yeah.
And now, since I've been kind of maturing throughout my creative career, I just been trying to just stay more humble, and
Okay.
just try to remain me no matter how big the channel get.
I love that. What would you tell younger John?
I would just tell me you could do anything you put your mind to. You know, crazy. This is something nobody ever knew. So once cause I played football in high school, but I quit playing my senior year because I realized I wasn't finna go them ways. And so once I realized I wasn't finna go them ways, I wanted to become a sports announcer. So like I was doing stuff, getting ready to like apply for colleges and look up different classes and do everything I needed to do to become a sports announcer once I realized my football career wasn't going anywhere. And so once that had happened, I end up, meeting my wife, having kids young. See, a lot of people don't know that. And I kind of put my dreams on a shelf. But for me to do what I'm doing now, is crazy because I'm like a sports announcer.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
so,
cool.
can I just say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for saying all of this.
Yeah.
So keep going. Like, this is
Yeah. And so
like, this
like
is your
I
moment. I'm just
I
living in
wanted to
it.
become a sports announcer. Like my dream was to work at ESPN. Um and I always wanted to do that because I just love sports as a whole. See, people don't know this. Like, I love to play golf. Like, I golf, bro. Like, people don't know that. I like hockey. Like, I like soccer. Like, I like all sports. I'm just a sports kind of guy. Like, I
Yeah.
just love, like, it's not just football with me. And for me to be able to express myself the more I get into my creative career is just amazing and kind of therapeutic for me in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. And yeah, like I really wanted to become a sports announcer once I realized like I wasn't going in ways, and it's just crazy. Like you just never give up on your dreams. You don't have to go to like a college or something. You got to figure out a way to make it happen. You just
Mm-hmm.
got to keep going. That's what I would tell myself. Just keep going. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I feel like people need to realize that more and more and more, but they don't. People just, they quit, they throw in the towel. You know what? I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you lost that.
It's hard. I always it's just like working out. There are days, you know this, but most people know this. I work out every day. And every day
Yeah.
am I going in there and lifting heavy weights and going balls to the wall and be no. No, that's not what this is about. It's about every day I'm going to show up for myself. Is it hard? Absolutely. Like there's
Yeah.
some days where I'm like, I do not want to be in this garage. It's hot. It's 100
Yeah.
degrees. Like this is brutal. But if I show up for myself on those days, like you're saying, it's like you get a habit of showing up for yourself. And then showing
Yeah.
up for yourself is just what you do. It just becomes you. It's like, I laugh. No, I've never said this to anybody, I don't think. I always wanted to be considered somebody that was like a gym person or somebody that works out.
Yeah.
And
Definitely is.
all my life, I've always like, I haven't always been smart. Like I haven't always done the thing. I taught myself that, but I've never been the person that like works out. That's never been the thing. I've created that for myself. I am the
Yeah.
person that works out and I love it.
It's so awesome.
But yeah, so it's like people are like message me, they're like, yeah, because you're workout. And I'm like, I'm the workout person. Oh, okay, that's me. So I hear you. I'm the same. It's like, but I had to work to get to that person. So
Yeah.
I hear you. And I'm proud of you for saying that because a lot of people don't know that about you.
No.
And kudos to you. Is there anything else? Because now we're in therapy at this point. Okay. This is a therapy session. Everyone's welcome in. Like, this is about love and grace and
Yeah.
compassion. And so, is there anything else that you want people to know, like about you, about creating content, about Colorado? Like, is there anything else that you feel like you coming
I feel
into
like
this, you wanted to
people
make sure that you
should
covered?
notice because, like, I know a lot of Colorado creators is probably gonna watch this. Never get stuck in one genre.
Mm,
And people probably gonna say, John, why say that? Because whatever that genre has going on, that's what you gonna have going on. And so you always want to grow. You never want to stop growing as a creator. That is bad. Like, like you want a consistent growth. Like you could be a small channel, big channel, it doesn't matter. You always want a consistent growth. And if that consistency slows down, but you still producing content, it's not the content that you putting out, it's the niche that you're in.
mm.
And until people realize that, you have to grow. You're gonna have to branch off. It's inevitable, bro. Because nobody is going to have the access that Junior, Darius, and Neely has. Until people realize that, everybody's going to be crabs in a bucket, baby. I just gotta keep it real. You gotta get out the bucket, bro.
Listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong because you're only as hot as they are.
Exactly.
That's just
And if
how it
they
is.
ain't popping, like people, I think people get caught up in the, oh, what is people going to think if I do this and I do that? Trust me, bro. They don't care. They don't care, bro. Trust me, they don't care, bro. They good. They don't care.
Like you're. I mean, listen. You're not wrong. I mean, you're
You
just not
know,
wrong. And so the truth is the truth. And it doesn't care who tells it.
I
It's
just
true.
gotta keep it real because at the end of the day, you want to be a free creator. You don't want to have somebody dangling something over your head to where like you got a muzzle on. I feel like I'm the freest I ever been right now at this
Mhm.
exact moment as a creator. I can say what I want, do what I want. Can't nobody stop me. I'm the baddest man on the planet. That's how I feel.
I love it. And I think so one thing, I feel like I was taught this as a kid. Like I feel like I can kind of hear my parents being like, stop being like everybody else, stop following the crowd,
Yeah.
that whole thing. And I think that rings true here. It's like, and listen, you know this. Anybody who's listening to this has probably seen my channel. I I have some Colorado. I talk about Colorado too. I talk about Colorado. I talk about Texas. I talk about like
Yeah,
I talk about because those are
exactly.
my teams. I'm talking about all of them. I also love politics. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't touch it, don't touch it. I'm not uncomfortable though.
Yeah, I
I
ain't touching
thrive in that space.
politics.
That's my vibe. That's my space. I and again, you know me personally. I'm
Yeah.
always going to push the boundary. And I
Yeah.
always
Oh
tell
yeah.
people if I trigger you a little bit, if I make you think a little bit, if I make you go, "Oh crap, wait, what?" If I give you a little bit of something, I've done my job because I I'm in the margins. I want to be in the margin. I want to be the person that shakes the table and makes you go, "Who the hell is this? Like, what is she talking
Yeah.
about?" I want to be that person. So it's like, if I make anybody feel that way, and I know I do, because I get comments all the time where people are like, "Oh, not this again." I'm like, "Oh, I'm going there."
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, listen, thank you. First of all, for coming and talking to me
Oh
on
yeah.
this. Like, I appreciate you for that. Secondly, thank you for always keeping it real,
Always
even
gotta keep it real.
when keeping it real isn't fun. So, thank you for
Yeah.
that. And lastly, thank you for being honest as
Oh
you've
yeah.
been on here. And again, you and I know more than a lot of people will ever know about a lot of the things that you're saying and a lot of the reasons why you're saying them and things like that. So I appreciate you finding a way to say them in this space. So thank you
Yeah.
for doing that.
Thanks just for, allowing me to say what I had to say because you know what a lot of the topics I was talking about means
Mhm.
to me and how I feel about other people. And I just feel like, you giving out spaces like this is dope. is cool, and you should definitely keep doing it. Reach out to more creators, and give the creators a voice.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, because we don't get to talk. Nobody really asks us questions. You know what I mean?
Right,
We're giving people things all the time. We're giving people information, our thoughts and feelings about something. Nobody knows about us, the
right.
people, why we do this. What is this? And that it's hard as hell, by the way. It is hard to create content. And I mean, actually create content,
Yeah,
making videos, getting the videos out, editing the videos, making a thumbnail. It's hard because that's
people don't
content
understand
creation.
that.
So just before
You
I leave, let
know,
me throw in a petty. Like, it's
my
hard.
thing is everybody want to make the big bucks, but don't nobody want to do the work.
Nobody wants to do the work. That's
People be always, John this and that. And, oh my God, man. Oh, but look at the work. Look at the
yeah.
resume.
Yeah. It's funny.
Every day,
The
every
biggest
day.
compliment you've ever given me. Well, you've given me a lot. But one thing you said to me is at the beginning, you were like, just be consistent. Whatever you do, just be
Yeah,
consistent. That was the thing. And
that's
one
it.
day you reached back out to me and you go, you're being consistent. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. And it
yeah,
was like that moment where it was like you realized I wasn't full of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because sometimes people tell you stuff and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But then when you realize that person is
yeah.
real,
I watch everything.
you're like,
I watch.
okay.
I pay attention to a bunch of channels. Even when people think I'm not watching, oh, I watch everybody. And I see who's consistent. I see who's not consistent. I see why they channel ain't growing. I see why certain people channels is growing.
Yeah.
So, you just got to pay attention to the crowd and just make yourself different. But definitely consistency is the biggest thing. Now, you don't have to be as consistent as me. Like I'm like next level. Like it's
I
extremely
ain't
hard
doing that.
to do what
No.
I do. But
I
just
would
to
cry if I was
show
doing what you were doing.
just show consistency and show the people that you're reliable.
Mm. Yep. And that you're going to give them something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta give them
Cool.
something. You
Gotta give them
gotta give them
something.
something. Something with substance.
Yeah.
Because if your content don't have substance, you're gonna be, what they say in poker, stalemate. Ain't that a poker term?
Ooh.
You're just gonna be stalemate.
Is
You're
it?
gonna be stuck.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Well, we will end this. So thank you. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And keep going, keep growing. And who
Oh
cares what
yeah.
anybody has to say about it? Do you?
Oh yeah. That's just like I said before. I feel like I'm the baddest man on the planet. I'm
I
as
know that's
free as
right.
I ever been. I can say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and I'm gonna keep it that way moving forward.
I love it. Thank you, John.
Thank you.